All right, let's begin. Let other people drop in gradually. So welcome to the class. If this is the first time you practice with me, make sure that you find something like a blanket or a couch pillow for padding through the practice. And it'll be nice if you have some blocks or something similar, like two big books or water bottles. And just bring them by the side of the mat. And for tonight's class, we're actually going for full house prop tonight. So if you can find a strap or something similar, like a belt or scarf or old t-shirt, it would be great. If you do not, don't worry too much about it. There'll be alternative. And I'll give you about 30 seconds to gather the props. If you already got what you need, come into hero pose. Sit your hips on the heels. If this hero pose does not work for you, you can slide a block in between the ankles and sit onto the block. Just to make it easier for you to see me, I'll continue to face the camera for this part. Once you arrived in hero pose, rest your hands somewhere that's not distracting. Perhaps palms facing down. And relax the shoulders toward the ground. And start shifting your attention to the sound of breathing. You can cast your gaze down onto the ground and stay your focus on a steady point. If it's accessible to you, you can gradually close the eyes, but still imagine that your gaze are on a steady point, even with your eyes closed. We'll stay close to of our breath quietly for a moment. Use this as a chance to set an intention with the knowledge that you acquired from the last two classes or even past classes. And once you set your intention, think about what action you're going to take around the intention. What action you're going to take to align with that intention. You can stay in this breathing meditation where you are without much of disturbance. Option to shift your hands onto your belly. Simply let your hands to rise and fall back with the rhythm of your breathing. There's no force, there's no resistance. Just let the hands ride along. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And bow the head toward the heart. Whenever you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. If you've been sitting on the heels, you can extend one leg and another long to release the tension from the top of the feet and come into a high plank. Once you're ready, come back into hero pose. Sit on back onto the heel. And this time bring the strap with you if you have one. Grab the strap with the hand and fist your hand. Extend the arms up above the head. Extending the arms out as branches. Facing the wrist in front of the space. And we're gonna keep the wrist, the direction of the wrist that way through the whole flow. Reach your hands high, but in the meantime, try to release your shoulders away from the ears. So we're gonna do the first round slowly, just as an experiment. You might have to adjust distance between the hands. Release the hands toward the front. Keep the straightness of the strap or whatever you are holding. You might not be holding anything, but still keep the wrist facing toward the same direction. And rise up. And exhale, release the arms to the back. This is where you can tell that if you need to widen the distance of the hands to give you a bigger range of motion, or if you need to shorten the distance between the hands to get a little bit more sensation out of the shoulders. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release the hands to the front. Gaze on a steady point. So naturally, the pace you're moving the hands are following with the pace of your breathing in and out. And noticing if the pace has changed. If you start rushing, if you start being distracted, no judgment about it. Simply bring it back with the sound of the breath. And next time when you rest your hands to the back, try some pulse over there. Make some mobility in the shoulders. And bring the arms over the head again. Release the strap to the side. We're gonna need it again. We just briefly extend the legs, release the tension from the top of the feet. When you're ready, come back to hero pose one last time. Hold the strap above the head. Use the strength of your left hand and drag your left hand all the way toward the ground. Create a side bend on the right side body. So your right hand is stretching toward the sky while the left hand is dragging it toward the ground. Sit your right sit bone into the ground. Option to stay here, option to rest your left hand, hand your fingertips. Extend your right arm by the right ear. Reach the right hand far away from you. A more classic side bend, and let this right side body grow. Inhale, left hand plug into the ground and right hand float up toward the sky. And start slowly, extend your right arm up again. Release on an exhale, release the right hand to the right side. Flex the right hand, stretch the right side of the neck. Option to stay here, option to rest your left hand gently on top of your head. Last round of long cycle of breath. Next, just slowly come back to center. And rest your right hand on your left knee. Bring the left hand behind you on your sacrum. Inhale, reach tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, revolve through the spine, roll your chest toward the back, gaze through the left shoulder all the way to the back of the space. If you like to, you can also rest your right hand on your left shoulder to remind the left shoulder to be open. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, revolve. And come back to center. We'll do the other side. Hold the strap high. Then drag your right hand to the ground, bring all the way your left hand down as well, but your left hand still trying to keep it float. Just stay in a side bend like this. Plug the left sit bone into the ground. Option to release your right hand onto the ground. Tend your right fingertips. Extend your left arm by the left ear. We're not compressing into the right side body. It still has a lift. Whenever you're ready, slowly on an exhale, release the left hand to the left side, flex the left hand. Option to stay here. Option to gently place your right hand on top of the head. And slowly come back to center. Bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand to the back on the sacrum. Inhale, reach up to the crown of the head. And exhale, rotate through the spine, turn your chest toward the back, gaze through the right shoulder all the way to the back of the space. can place the left hand on your right shoulder to remind it to open. Next, slowly come back to center. For last time, we extend the legs long, release the tension from the top of the feet. And whenever you're ready, release the knees down, hands underneath the shoulders, come into table. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbones up and keep the chest spacious. Exhale, press into the palms, round the upper back, press into the top of the feet, cat. Inhale, lower the belly. Exhale, round the upper back. Flow in between with your own pace. You can even reverse the inhale and exhale with the posture, and also reverse the fingertips accordingly. Match your action with your intention. Match your flow with the pace of your breath. Flip the palms if the hand facing towards the back, come back into table. Extend your left leg back. First, establish that goes to left knee still supporting you, so you're not shifting weight all the way to the right side. Bring more weight onto the left hand, hugging the right outer hip in, and lift your left leg up. Pull the left foot, press the left heel toward the sky. Continue to hug the right outer hip in and press the left hip up. It's a really small movement, so if you are standing by the side of you, you probably wouldn't even able to see anything happening. Engage the back of the left leg. And press it up. When you reach to the high point with the left heel, stay there. Option to extend your right arm to the back. To cross your right elbow on your low back. Use it as a reminder to keep your pelvis even. Option to stay here. Option to pull the left heel closer to you and perhaps reach back with your right hand and grab the left ankle with the right hand. Kick the left knee high. Use the left foot to drag the right arm toward the back, so you're opening the right shoulder. If you have the bind, with control, slowly let it go. And release the right hand down. Release the left foot down. And sit on top of the heel. Hero pose. Bring the hands close the belly button again, but with a little bit space. We'll practice on Kapalabhati, the skull shining breath today. To start, we take a big, deep breath in. Then exhale, let everything out. Now I'll demo a couple rounds. Half breath in. And exhale, snap the belly button away from the hands. Because that snap, your body will naturally create a next round of inhale, a half inhale. So for the first round, let's all clip our hands above the belly button. And take a deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, let everything out. Half breath in. And begin. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in and hold on the top. And exhale, let everything out. And stand on the shin. Tuck the left outer hip in. And slightly lift your right shin off from the ground. With control, step the right foot forward. Into a low lunge. Find the blocks if you have them. Rest the hands on the top of the blocks. If you do not have the blocks, you can rest the hands on top of the right leg. And find a block. Bring the block the widest way between the hands. Reach the block far away from you. Then bend the block, bend the elbows and bring the block close to the forehead. And press the elbows into each other. If you do not have a block, you can just imagine there's something between the arms to squeeze into. Then puff the chest up, lift the elbows up toward the sky. And rest behind the head. Rest the skull on top of the block. Continue to reach the elbows up toward the sky. Keep hugging the thigh bones towards each other for a stable foundation. Next, I'll start slowly rise back up and release the block back to the ground. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Exhale, straighten the right leg, pin the right hip back. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, straighten the right legs. Some classic half split flow. Inhale, chest forward. Option 2, on an exhale, bring the arms by the side as well. If you feel like you don't need the support from the ground or from the blocks. Last time, inhale, low lunge. Exhale, arms to the back, straighten the right up leg. Pull the right toes towards you. The next time, sit back into a low lunge. And this time, if you have a strap, actually, pull the left heel close to the left sit bone and reach back with the left hand. It may or may not touch. But the focus is to strengthening the back of the left leg. So even if they don't touch, you're taking the action already. And with control, slowly release the left foot down. Step the left foot to meet with the right. Fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. To heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step left and right, step into a high plank. Option to release the knees down for a knee high plank. Bend through the elbows. And release all the way down to they are, hugging toward the center. Inhale, lift the chest up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, release down to the ground. Press the tailbones up into downward facing dog. If this is the first down dog of yours today, take time to bend through one leg and another. Whenever you're ready, walk forward into a high plank and release the knees down back into table. We'll do the other side. Extend the right leg back. Hugging the left outer hip in first. Shift some weight onto the right hand so you're not leaning your weight all the way to the left side. Lift the right leg up. Bend the right leg, press the right heel up toward the sky. Imagine there's a block on the bottom of your foot that you're pressing into the sky. And pulse that right heel up. Next time when you reach to the high point of the right heel, stay there. Option 2, extend the left hand towards the back. Option 2, across your left elbow on your low back. To remind your low back, your sacrum to be spacious and even. The option to stay here. Option to pull the right heel even closer to you and extend your left hand toward the back. They may or may not meet. If they meet with each other, kick the right knee up toward the sky and use the drag created by that to keep the left shoulder open. If you have the bind, with control, let the right foot slowly go. Release the left hand down. Release the right knee down. And sit onto your heels for hero pose. We'll do another round of Kapalabhati. You can bring the hands in front of the belly again. If you want a more classic Kapalabhati, bring the arms by the ears. Fist to the hands. Release the big thumbs. And let them facing toward the back of you. And we'll all start with a big, long inhale. And exhale, let everything out. And half breath in, let's begin. Take a big breath in, hold on the top. And exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart as prayer. Come stand on the shin. Hugging the right outer hip in, lift the left knee slightly off from the ground. And slow with control. Step the left foot forward. Lower your pelvis toward the ground into a low lunge. Find the block if you need them. Make sure your right knee is behind your right thigh bone. You can rest your hand on the blocks, you can rest your hand on top of the left thigh. Create a steady foundation first. And once you get that, option to bring a block between the hands, reach the block toward the front. Bend through the elbows, press the elbows towards each other. And lift the elbows up, lift the chest up, and create a back bend in a low lunge. Rest the block behind the head. Continue to puff the chest up while sinking the pelvis down toward the ground. So we're not creating compression in our low back. We're actually creating space. Whenever you're ready, slowly come back up. Release the block down if you have it. Inhale, keep the collarbone spacious. Exhale, straighten the left leg, pull the left toes towards you. Inhale. Next, the option to bring the arms behind you for the half split to keep the shoulders spacious. Inhale, bend into left leg, low lunge. Exhale, straighten the left leg, arms behind you on the blocks. Last time like that. Next time when you're in low lunge again, bring your pelvis down and pull your right heel close to right sit bone. Reach your right hand toward the back. It may or may not meet. Even if they don't meet, you're still getting the same amount of front thigh stretch and strengthening of the back of the right leg. If you have the bind, slowly let it go. And step the right foot to meet with the left. And fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Now exhale, fold over the legs, rise all the way up and through heart center. We'll flow through some rounds of Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salute B together. If you have other kind of salute you'd like to practice, please go for it. Otherwise, I'll guide you through 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, sit your tailbones down, rise arms by the ears, Uttanasana chair pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step right and left, just to switch it up. And on knee plank, take a long breath in. Exhale, bend through the elbows, keep hugging the elbows towards each other. Release all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest up, Bhujangasana. Option to straighten the arms, keep the chest spacious, into upward facing dog. Exhale, roll your tailbones up into downward facing dog. Step the left foot to the left thumb, spin down your right heel. Your right toes pointing to the right upper corner of the mat. Bring the arms by the ears, rise all the way up, keep the left leg bent, Warrior One. The pelvis mostly facing toward the front. Bring the hands down, step the left foot back, high plank or knee plank. Next up, bend to the elbows. This time you can stop at the halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Then inhale, pull directly into upward facing dog. If this does not work for you, you can go down to the ground for Bhujangasana. Now exhale, roll the tailbones up. Step the right foot to the right thumb, spin down your left heel. Rise up into Warrior One. Bring the hands down. Step the right foot back. Bend through the elbows. Bhujangasana or upward facing dog. We all meet in downward facing dog. So if Cobra pose or upward facing dog does not work for you, you can also come onto all fours, go through cow and cat, or come into a child pose. If you decide to stay in downward facing dog, press the chest toward the thigh bones. Rotate your biceps toward the front. Keep some micro bend in the legs. Then press the heels down into the ground. The bottom of the next exhale, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into chair. Make sure your knees are not passing the big toes. And rise all the way up, Tadasana. Float like that together for one more time. Inhale, sit into chair. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. You can step by step to the back. You can also bend through the elbows, only if you're an experienced practitioner. Keep your elbows bent, look, gaze slightly forward. And jump directly into Chaturanga Dandasana. And inhale. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Keep the chest open. Exhale, roll your tailbones up. Left foot to the left thumb. Spin down your right heel. Rise up into a warrior one. Bring the hands down. Step the left foot back. Move to vinyasa of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the right thumb. Spin down your left heel. Bend into the right leg, rise up into warrior one. Hands down. Step the right foot back. Bend through the elbows. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. And use this pause moment to realign with your intention. And use that intention to the guidance for your following actions. In the bottom of the next exhale, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into chair. Rise all the way up and through heart center. Flow through one more round on your own so you can cultivate ownership of your practice. And I'll be quiet, so as you know, it's not something up with mic. But I'll meet you at the front of the mat eventually. In your free flow, make sure you give yourself that quiet moment in the downward facing dog or child pose. If you're still flowing, take your time. If you already arrived at the front of the mat, bring the hands to the heart of the prayer and close eyes into an intentional Tadasana. Pull the knees close to the pelvis. Engage the front of the legs. And stop. Be playful. Shift the weight around the four corners of the feet. If you're in intention of Tadasana, slowly open the eyes. And start shift weight onto the right foot. Tuck the right outer hip in and pull the left heel toward the left sit bone. And grab the left ankle with the left hand. Option to stay here. Option to reach back with the right hand as well. Option to kick the left knee up, away from the right knee. Find a steady point for you in front of you to focus on. Let the chest be open. And slowly, with control as usual, let the left foot go. And kick the left foot toward the back. And land the left foot down lightly. High lunge. Bend into the right leg. If you have a block, find the block. Bring the block between the hands and bend to the elbows, hugging the elbows towards each other. And bring the block behind the head. Chest up. Press the elbows up. Find your back bend in this high lunge. Sink the pelvis toward the ground and lift your chest up. You're not crushing all the weight into your low back. And start slowly come back to center. Release the block to the ground if you have it. This is where the blocks will be really helpful. If you have the blocks, you can stay high up with the legs. If you do not have the blocks, release your left knee down. And from there, straighten the right leg, bend your left leg. So if you have the blocks, this is going to be really supportive. You can bend your left leg, tap it towards the ground. If you block, you can release your left knee down and come into half split that we were flowing before. Inhale, bend into the right leg. Right nose lunge. Now exhale, straighten the right, pull the right toes towards you, bend the left leg. Couple times more like that. Keep the thigh bones close to each other. Next time when you're in runner's lunge, release your left foot down, left knee down, come into low lunge. And from here, if you have a strap, bring the strap around the top of the left foot. And hold the both ends of the strap. And use the strap to pull the left heel close to left sit bone. And bring the elbows above you. And hugging the elbows towards each other. Forgot to mention, if your mat is too thin, make sure you pass something underneath the left knee. Keep hugging the thigh bones towards each other. Keep hugging the elbows towards each other. You can even slowly walk your hands toward the left foot. Sink the pelvis toward the ground. If you do not have a strap and still would like to give it a try, you can grab the left foot with the left ankle. Grab the left ankle with the right foot, right hand as well. Just as when we were standing up, kick the left foot away from you. Drag open both of the shoulders. Either way, whatever kind of bind you have, slowly let it go. Step the right foot back into a high plank. Release your right elbow down. Stay here for 1 cycle breath. Release your left elbow down. Take a long breath in. Pull the pelvis towards the navel. Next, release the pelvis down to the ground into Sphinx pose. Pull the elbows towards you and press the chest open. Option to stay in the Sphinx pose. Option to pull the left heel towards you. Option to reach back with the left hand. Grab the left ankle with the left hand. Stay here. Or if you like to, you can lift your right elbow up from the ground. Then start slowly release everything back to the ground. Stack the hands on top of each other. Rest the forehead on top. Just rest up. And just for a moment, just let the actions go. Whenever you're ready, bring the hands by the chest, press into a table or high plank, and we all meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze shift into between the hands and step by step, hop forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Sit into chair. Rise all the way up, hand through heart center. Make sure the blocks are at the front for you to use for this side. And bring weight onto the left foot. Tuck the left outer hip in. And pull the right heel close to right sit bone. Option to grab the right ankle with the right hand. Option to grab it with the left hand as well. And kick the right knee away from the left knee. Keep standing strong on the left leg. Hugging the right knee in so it does not split open to the right side. And with control, let the right foot go. Extend the right leg toward the back and lightly land it to the back of the space. Bend into the left leg into a high lunge. From the high lunge, press the back of the right leg up toward the sky. If you like to, you can bring a block in between the hands. And bend through the elbows. And lift the elbows up, puff the chest up. Block all the way to behind the skull. Rest the skull on the block. Sink the pelvis down. Lift the chest up. Press firmly into the right heel and the left heel. Keep hugging the elbows into each other. One more long inhale. Exhale, start slowly come back to center. Release the block to the ground. Inhale, chest forward into runner's lunge. Exhale, straighten the left leg, bend your right. pull the left toes towards you. You can come down to the ground for half split. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, flow into the variation of pyramid pose. Couple times more like that. Next time when you runner's lunge, release your right knee down. Make sure you pad something underneath your right knee if you have a thin mat. If you have a strap, wrap the strap around the top of the right foot. Then grab both ends of the strap with the hands. Then pull the right foot close to you. Bring the elbows above the head. You can start walk the hands toward the right foot. Sink the pelvis down, hugging the thigh bones towards each other. And pop the chest up. If you do not have a strap, reach your right hand back, grab the right ankle with the right hand, and the left hand back, and kick the right foot away from you. Either kind of bind slowly, let the right foot go. Step the left foot to the back into a high plank. Release to down to the left elbow. Stay here for 1 cycle breath. And release down to the right elbow. Take a long breath in. Exhale, let everything out. One more long breath in. And exhale, relinquish everything to the ground, but keep pulling the elbows towards you and press the chest toward the front. Sphinx pose. From Sphinx pose, you can stay here. You can pull the right heel close to you. Reach back with the right hand. Grab the right ankle with the right hand. Kick the right foot away from you. Option 2, straighten the left arm. Lift left elbow away from the ground. Keep the chest spacious. The back of the right leg strong. And start slowly release everything back to the ground. And stack the hands, perhaps switch the stack this time. And rest the forehead on top of the hands. When you be ready to flow again, bring the hand by the chest and press yourself into a hero pose one last time. We'll do Kapalabhati to prepare for the coming deep back bend. Raise up the arms, release, fix the hands and release the big thumbs. Take a long breath in. Next, let everything go. Half breath in and begin. The long breath in, hold on the top. And exhale, let everything out. And use your hands to support yourself, come all the way up. And stand on the top of the mat. So a couple of options here, with or without a strap. If you do not have a strap, standing on the right foot, and actually watch me demo first. Stand on the right foot, pull the left heel close to left sit bone, grab the left ankle. Depend on how much opening you like for your left shoulder. I like to bring my left hand to be inside of the left foot. And kick the left knee up. Extend the right arm by the right ear. Kick the left knee up until it to the point it cannot go up anymore. Standing strong to the right leg and release your right arm with your chest slightly to the front for a dancer pose. So slowly release. If you do have a strap, if you want to create that kind of bind with the strap again, we'll try King Dancer. Wrap the strap around the top of the left foot. Standing strong through the right leg. Bend the elbows above the head. Walk your hands close to the left foot. Bring the left foot high. If the left foot is to the point that it cannot go up anymore, you can bend through the right leg. Then walk the hands a little bit closer. Then straighten the right leg for King Dancer. So I've only done one side, I'll do the other side, but you can start, choose which option that you like to go for. If you don't like any one of those, simply come down onto the shin and hands behind you and press the chest up for a camel pose. And if you do try one of those standing back bend, knowing that it's totally fine to wobble out of the posture, this is where we learn that we are entitled to all the action that we've been doing to build up toward the direction, but we're not entitled to any of the fruits come out of our action. Once you're done with exploration, bring the blanket, the straps, the blocks all by your side and come down onto your back. Once you're wrapped onto the back, bring the heels close to sit bones. You can stay here. Option to slide a block underneath the sacrum for supported bridge pose, which is a regression from the deep back bending we were doing. So we can gradually to neutralize our spine again. And if your body is still hot and stretched out for more deep back bending. This is where we can go for, you can go for wheel pose. And I'm not gonna cue you through the posture tonight. You have more freedom to choose what we're going for. We all meet either our back on the ground or in a supported bridge pose. If you're in bridge pose, slightly lift your pelvis away from the block and slide the block to the side. Release your low back, your tailbone all the way to the ground. If you have a strap, bring the strap onto the bottom of the feet and kick both of the heels toward the sky and press the tailbone into the ground. Press the low back into the ground. If you do not have a strap, simply lift up your legs. If this is too much work for you, you can bring yourself close to the wall and rest your legs onto the wall so you can focus on pull your spine toward the ground. This is to neutralize spine from the deep back bending that we've been doing. And bend your legs 90 degrees, your knees right above the hip joints. Your shin bones are parallel to the ground. And continue to pull the spine into the ground. You can even add the hands on top of the thighs. Use the hands to push into the thighs and the thighs pulling into the hands to make it more of a core work. Whenever you're ready, release the feet onto the ground. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Use the right hand to gently press the right knee open. One long breath in. And also release the right foot, left knee to the left side. Extend your right arm out into a supine twist. And continue to press our right knee open using left hand instead. And pull the right shoulder into the ground. And come back to center. We'll quickly go through a figure 4 to get some outer hip stretch. Feed your right hand in between the legs. Interlace your hands in front of the left shin and pull the left knee and right leg close to the chest and open the elbows to keep the right knee open. Then release everything back to the ground. And we'll switch side. Left ankle on top of the right knee. Use the left hand to press open the left knee. Press your low back into the ground. Now, next exhale, release the left foot and right knee to the right side. Extend your left arm out to the left side. Use your right hand to continue to keep the left knee open, left thigh open. And when you're ready to come back up, slowly come back to center. We pass through a figure 4 stretch. Feed the left hand through the window. Clasp the hands with right pinky outside this time. Bend the elbows. Pull the right knee and left foot close to you. And slowly release everything back to the ground. Tuck the knees in one more time into the chest. And roll around. Create some circles. When you're ready to rest, extend the legs, extend the arms. Bring the couch pillow or the blanket over the pelvis. Just let everything naturally sinking into the space beneath you. This is where you relinquish your attachment to the fruits of your action. Well, whenever you're ready, Shavasana. If you don't have anywhere to rush to after practice, you're welcome to stay where you are. If you're ready to come out, start wiggling your toes and fingertips. And carefully bend into one leg another. Roll onto one side. Navigate yourself up onto a comfortable seat. Keep your hands somewhere that's not distracting. Take a long breath in. And exhale everything out. Instead of rushing into off the mat, use this quiet moment to just reflect on your intention and your action and your relationship with the fruits of your actions. All the postures we practice tonight serves as a vessel to create situations of our life off the mat. How can you bring your practice off the mat with you when you walk away tonight? Continue to rest your mind against your breath. If you're ready to come out of meditation, simply let go of that steady point that you've been focused on. Let your senses gradually come back to you. And whenever you're ready, get the hands in front of the heart. Bow the head toward the heart. Whenever ready, slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. Hope to see you next week again.